Why hello there people, what's going on? My name is Big Mini. This here is in Battlefield 4 and the first bit of gameplay here is being played on Lankang Dam, playing some Rush, defending using the good old M16A4. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it in the, I was talking about burst fire weapons in the previous Top Plays episodes. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this shit, see if I can do some damage with it. And I didn't really do much damage with it, because most of this first part here is not me killing loads of people and just going around decimating my opponents. It's more just me, like, being a team player and disarming and doing all that good shit, you know, stuff that helps out the team, stuff that a lot of people forget to do. But yeah, being a team player, that's what we're all about here. But yeah, this is my first chance to talk to you guys since the sort of big massive leak of shit about the new Battlefield game, Battlefield Hardline. For the one or two of you that are unaware of this thing's existence, it's basically what it looks like from the trailers and all the other crap that got released. Like, it was weird the way that it leaked. There was sort of all this information about weapons and all this stuff and all that, just all this information about it. And I really got lucky here that I did not die. There was all this info that came out, and then a big trailer just came out, and it was like, EA were just like, yeah. This exists. I don't think we can really cover this up any longer. But I'd like to mention, called it about 2 or 3 months ago. I said to you guys that there would be another Battlefield game, possibly within the next year. And then all this shit comes out. And this game might be out at the end of this year, I don't know when. They didn't really give any release date. But it's very possible that it could be sort of officially announced, if you will, at E3 when that comes around in 10 days or so, and it might be possibly released towards the end of this year, because the logic that I applied when I made this sort of presumption, this guess that this would happen, my logic was that Medal of Honor is no longer really a thing. I mean, it failed. They tried to bring it back and it failed, and they need something to really fill that gap. So instead of Medal of Honor, they basically just went, well, if we just make Battlefield, but like weird spin-offs and stuff. And why they've went down the route of Hardline, which looks like a weird cross between Battlefield and Payday, instead of going to Bad Company, making Bad Company 3. I don't know. Why would they do that? I'm not really too sure. But I'm sure that Battlefield Bad Company 3 will be made further down the line as one of these spin-offs, possibly in 2 years' time. If there's going to be a Battlefield Bad Company 3, it will probably be in 2 years' time, 2016. But as for how this game looks, I'm interested. It's a weird spin on the Battlefield franchise. I'm intrigued to see what it is they've actually got up their sleeve that they want to do. Like I said, it looks kind of like a weird twist between Battlefield and Payday. And for you guys who haven't played Payday before, Payday is awesome. It's a game that I've actually thoroughly enjoyed, mainly Payday 2. It's a great little game, robbing banks and doing all that cool shit. And it just looks like it's more like a PvP version of it, as my friend said. Said that just basically in case he checks me on that later. But yeah, it looks interesting, and I am excited to have a look at it. And we'll see when that comes around. I want to actually ask you guys, what are your feelings on this new Battlefield spin-off? Are you guys excited for it, or are you just looking at this as them just trying to make more money? EA just want more money, so just make Battlefield. This game doesn't look like it ties in with Battlefield, but they just slapped the Battlefield title on there because that sells copies. And that could entirely be the case. That could be what this is all about, that this was going to be a completely different game, and then they've went, oh yeah, let's just make it a Battlefield game, and then they're just like, okay, yeah, cool, and then we'll just sell that to everyone. Because let's be honest here, if the game was just called, what it is called is its production title, which is Omaha, if it was just called Omaha and not Battlefield, I'm pretty confident, even if it's exactly the same game, I'm pretty confident it would sell less than half the amount it would with the big Battlefield title on there, because people love the Battlefield. I know I'm included in that statement. But yeah, look at this in the gameplay just here. So we just won, and I'm top of the team, but with the guy below me has 18 more kills than I have, and yet I outscore him by 1,500, I think. I was very surprised when I saw that at the time. I was like, whoa, like, seriously, by just like disarming and doing things you're supposed to do, you can make a lot of points. People don't realize that in Battlefield. It's not all about just killing fools. You need to go and disarm that shit, and cap flags, and do all that cool stuff, because you make a lot more points doing it that way. And I got lucky that tank didn't see me just fly in from the sky there. But yeah, moving on here, we're attacking on the same map, Lankang Dam, playing some Rush. And this was difficult to say the least. It started off okay. Parachuted in and killed my first target. We get right down on top of this MCOM station. I see this guy's dead, and I go to revive him, and unfortunately he just disappears. And that's why I sometimes just go for the quick revive rather than sitting rubbing the defibs, because you can get shot or the guy will just respawn and you don't get to revive him anyway. But I get armed. I've killed 3 people. And then of course I just get tank shelled out of nowhere. And after that we didn't really get too close. Well, I say that. We armed the MCOM station, I believe, 3 times during this game. And they just disarmed it with ease every single time. I took up this position here like, yeah man, I'm gonna protect the MCOM from here, stopping people getting close and shit from over here, because I could see everything except the MCOM. That was my main sort of problem with my position, is that I couldn't see the MCOM station. So from here I was like, I'm gonna start trying to pick off some people. Kill assist, that's okay. We done our job helping kill those guys. And then one of my teammates drops over there, but I'm not really in a position to help them all too well. And I believe the enemy do get in there and disarm the MCOM station. I do kill one of them, the RGO Impact, which I've been using a lot lately. The impact grenades are really good. I made a comment a long time ago, started slagging them off like, oh, you don't get like triple kills because they're quite shit. They're actually really good. I retract that statement. Some people were like, oh my god, you said that about this one thing that I like. That's always what it's like whenever you make any comments about anything in Battlefield. Like, you say one gun is shit or one particular thing is shit, there's always someone out there that's like, but I love that thing. You just can't win, basically. But in the end, we get snuffed out. There was not really much you could do. We were down in the corner. And then for the duration of the rest of that game, it was just us trying to get close to the base and getting picked off by tanks and just fucking firing squads. So it's just like, yeah, okay, let's move on. We're playing here Dawnbreaker, some Rush this time again, and I'm using the AK-12 because I was like, you know what, we're gonna go old school. We haven't used this thing in a long time. I remember when we first used this back in the Battlefield 4 beta, playing on Shanghai or Siege of Shanghai, and this gun, everyone was using it, and we're like, oh, this gun's actually pretty good. And then in the grand scheme of things, this gun is actually a piece of shit compared to a lot of the guns in the game. I'm sure one or two of you will react like I mentioned a minute ago about that sort of presumption of this gun, or rather assessment of this gun. But yeah, it's not so good in the one-on-one gunfights you end up with against enemies. If they've got like a FAMAS or a F2000 or pretty much any other weapon in the game, they're probably gonna win. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like this gun's as good as a lot of the other ones. As I just vault over a guy's head there, but yeah, that's Battlefield for you. Yeah, what else is going on? Well, like I mentioned earlier on, E3 is around the corner, and very much looking forward to it. Every year, sort of, you know, just sit, chill, watch some of the press conferences and stuff, even though the press conferences are actually boring as shit. They really are. Like, every year, they just get these suits, these guys that are just like, yeah, I run shit. He just comes out and awkwardly stands in front of thousands of people and makes an ass of himself and then says, like, yeah, it's gonna cost 400 quid, and then fucks off. That's pretty much every press conference at E3. So, for you guys that remember, last year I made a video, it was every awkward moment of E3 2013.
On further development and enhancement of Music Unlimited. I am happy to announce that Sony Pictures is hard at work on a brand new original programming plan.
I want to see if I can make another one of those with this year's press conferences, because the video done really well. For that time, the video done really well, so I really do want to make another one of those, and it is a lot of fun to make, whereas at the same time you have to go through hours of footage, but I really do want to make that video, so keep your eye out for that the day after, or possibly 2 days after, I don't know how long it's going to take, after those press conferences. For those of you wondering, E3 is on the 9th of June, so 1 week today. Just so you know, I think I said earlier on it was like 12 days. I think I was thinking of the World Cup or something. That's like 10 days from now. But yeah, so the 9th of June, and we can see what's going on with the announcements and all that crazy sort of shit. Even though a lot of stuff has been leaked so far. For example, the hardline stuff with Battlefield. I don't know what was going on there. Like, there was just, that was pretty much everything that could have been leaked was leaked. Usually when there's a leak, it's like a picture of some random shit, just like, yeah, this exists. But this was like a full-on, like, the guy got a hold of everything and just went, here, internet, have this. So I don't know what's going on. If it's just a mutiny over, I think it's Visceral Games that they made Dead Space and they're now making the new Battlefield game. I'm intrigued as to how that's going to work out, with a Battlefield game being made by someone other than DICE. I don't know how much involvement DICE would have with this game. I'd imagine they'd have some, it's their franchise, but it's kind of weird how that's the way that it's been sort of planned out. But of course, when you're going to have a dev cycle like they are, you're going to need more studios to get involved. But going back to the gameplay just here, we were slowly but surely making some progress here playing some Rush. And the enemy team were okay, they were doing the job quite well. And throughout this game, we were doing okay. I mean, for a change, I actually joined a Rush game and my team weren't completely retards, as I saw in the video I made last week in a live commentary. Not sure how I didn't kill that guy just there. But, yeah, that right there. I don't even know how I couldn't see the guy. Like, watching it back, he was on, like, the edge of the screen, and it's like I've got my FOV up decently high. I don't know exactly what it's at. But it's just, oh, it's so blurry around the edge of the screen, and it's just, you miss shit all the time. And it does happen every once in a while. So I'm not sure whether or not I should lower my FOV a little bit or something. I don't know. To maybe help out with that a little bit. Maybe increase it. I don't know which would help more. I would need to tinker with it a little bit. But, yeah, we were pushing the enemy team back quite well. Just here, I was sort of chilling in the lift here, and then some guy went in and I was like, well, I don't want him to close the door on me and crush me against the fucking thing, because that's not pleasant. You don't want to fucking explode. But on the way in just here, not too sure why my team didn't have an MCOM station armed already, and I was sitting arming it, and I was like, oh no, I should, like, I was sitting there, I was like, grenades are about to come flying in this door, and of course, RGO impact right through the big door, lands right next to me. I should have went on the other side of the MCOM station, but for some reason didn't occur to me at the time, and then I ended up getting my limbs blown off. Now this right here, why? I don't understand. Right, so I get in the lift, and I'm like, okay, I think there might be some people up the top here, because there's always someone. You need to be wary whenever you take the lift. There's always going to be enemies camping outside it. And of course, look at this. Who are you people? Why are you here? What are you contributing to this game? Are you just trying to farm kills from the lift? Are you just sitting there waiting, one by one killing anyone who comes up the lift? Because that's fucking sad. Like, is that how you play this game? Do you think that's fun? This guy almost gets me here with the LAV. But people that just do that. I'm just gonna sit here, stare at this lift door, and just hope someone comes upstairs. Fuck! Stop doing it, you're annoying. But this last base just here proved to be very difficult. And I'm rolling around in the LAV, trying to fuck shit up, because that's how I roll apparently. And this last base here, this last MCOM station especially, is not ideal for LAVs. Because everyone's inside the building, they're all upstairs, it's high ceilings, so you can't really do anything with splash damage. And it's just really awkward, and you can't really do anything. And the enemies that are up on top of the hill, well, they're up on top of the hill, I can't do shit about them. So, I was just basically driving around this building, trying to shoot through the windows, trying to see if I could hit someone and help out in some way, and I couldn't. And I did want to get out of the LAV, but I'm not a moron that abandons a fucking light armor tank in the middle of the base that could just easily be stolen by the enemy and used against us, like you see so many people doing all the time, where they're like, I am finished with this, I'm just gonna leave this sitting here. And then the enemy team demolish you with that thing. It just happens way too often. So basically the way that I do things with the LAV is, if it's in a very bad state like it is just there, you can possibly get out of that shit because there's no one around and it's going to explode anyway. And yeah, that's fine. I managed to get rid of it just there. But if that has any health or is in any sort of salvageable state, you die with the thing. You don't just like leave people to steal it. And I noticed there watching back, there was a guy in my peripheral vision right to my right, and I didn't see him again as I went out and tried to shoot those guys, which is not good. But yeah, we struggled, as you can see. We were fighting ferociously around here. There was just people fucking everywhere, and that LAV just crushed that guy. And as I go up the stairs, like, oh, I'm just going to go for the epic last minute, go for the MCOM station. It's sort of armed already, just need to defend it, and they disarmed it, and we lost. So that was disappointing. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. So I went off the rails a little bit for a while there, but that's how we roll here apparently. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, don't forget, hit that like button down below, help support the channel. Your support has been awesome over the past few months, and thank you guys so much for sticking around and listening to me talk shit. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
All of the new and existing programming that we provide to PlayStation Network.
Now, I'm excited to announce that Xbox One will launch this November